Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. Welcome to this free series of Python in which we will learn programming in Python. And my name is Muhammad Abu Bakr Siddiq Ansari and I welcome all of you in the second part of the lecture number 0. Let us learn, code and innovate. So before starting the class, let us take a quick review of what we learned in the last class. We learned that programming is the process of writing instructions for the computer to perform a specific task. We just write instructions and computer respond to those instructions by giving us or producing out. And of course, we write those instructions in a special language, which we call programming language. This is language in which we write instructions. Programming languages are generally divided into two types. Human code, which is only understandable by humans. This is a programming language, but only understandable by humans. While there is a specific kind of programming language, which we call the machine code, which is only understandable by machines. And we also learned that as machines don't understand human code, so we use translators to write in the human code, which is understandable by us. And the translator converts that into the machine code, which is understandable by machines. And so machines can run the code and give us out. So this was the basic chain that human code goes into the translator. Translator gets this human code, generates machine code. Machine code is fed to the computers. Computers just execute that machine code and displays the output. Now, let us start today's class. And the objectives of today's class are translators. In detail, we will uncover what exactly a translator is and what and why of Python. What is Python? Of course, it is programming language, but I think Python is more than a programming language. And why do we use Python, or why people prefer Python, and why Python is so popular? And we will also create a short website using Python in this video. So stay connected till the end. So translators in detail. So what exactly is a translator? A translator is a system program that translates human code into the machine code. So if we feed some human code in the translator, at that time we don't call it human code, we would call it source code. So when we give the source code into the translator, or it is obvious why we call it source code, because it is the source for the translator to generate the machine code. Translators don't guess what we want to what we want to translate. They have to take the code from a source, so we call it a source code. And translators convert that source code into the machine code, and machine that runs that machine. In real world, we have Google Translate, which converts all of the text that we give it into the language that we specify, which we call target language. But in computer science, translators are divided into three types. First is assembler, second is compiler, and third is interpreter. Today, we will focus only on compiler and interpreter, not assembler. It is that lengthening class, and we can continue without understanding it for now. So we have to stay focused on compiler and interpreter. So what exactly is compiler? Compiler is a type of transpiler that translates human code into the machine code all at once. This means if you give this human code to the compiler, it will translate it into the machine code all at once without even stopping for a line, and we'll give that machine code to the machine, and machine generates that output, which is 30 in this case. Interpreter, on the other hand, is a type of transpiler that translates human code to machine code line by line. That means it doesn't take all of the code and translate to machine code directly. It translates first line to the machine code, gives it to the machine, machine runs that, gives the output, feedback. If it is okay, then it continue to translate the next line. But if the feedback is not okay, it will show us the error, which can be the error or warning, whatever. If we give this human code to interpreter will take the first line, which is x equal 10 in this case, convert to the machine code, give it to the machine, machine gives output, and then the cycle starts again for the next line. Interpreter then takes the next line, which is y equal 20, and converts it to the machine code. Machine gets it, generates output and gives to the interpreter. In this case, x equals 10, y equals 20. There is no output to display for us because we are just storing it in the memory. We will learn all of these things in the future classes, but for now, suppose that these two lines have no output to display, but this line have some output to display as the name is show. It will give the positive feedback to the interpreter, and the interpreter will continue to run the next line, which converts it and it converts it into the machine code, gives to the machine, and machine generates the output, which is 30 in this case. So this is how an interpreter works. It takes the first line, then second line, then third line, executes every line individually, gets the feedback, gets the output, displays the output if any. In this way, it interprets whole of the program. While the compiler takes all the code all at once and converts it into the machine code, and machine runs that all code. To understand these two things in more detail, let us see a simple and short animation. So first of all, demonstration of a compiler. See this animation. Did you see that this person took all of the code all at once? This is compiler actually. This is playing the role of compiler, converts to machine code and gives to the machine, and machine displays the output or the feedback. This is how a compiler works. This animation demonstrates the working of a compiler. But if we, in the case of interpreter, see this animation for understanding how interpreter works. This is interpreter. You see that the interpreter stops the person, the programmer, the developer, takes the first line, gives it to the machine after converting it into machine code, and machine runs and gives the status of OK. Then it picks the second part and so on the third part. This is how an interpreter works. It executes the code line by line, segment by segment, statement by statement. You got the basic concept of compiler interpreter, but now computer scientists have divided programming languages into two main types. There is a third type and there are many other types, but for now, let us understand these two terms. Programming languages that use compilers to show output are called compiled programming languages, like C, C++. These are languages which use compiler, not an interpreter, compiler to run their code, and thus we call them compiled languages. But if the programming language uses interpreter to run, to show code, to show output, to execute its code, we call it interpreted programming language because it is using interpreter, not a compiler. So these are two terms to distinguish between the languages which use compiler, which we call compiled languages, and the languages which uses interpreter that we call interpreted languages. I hope so. Things are clear. And if there are any question, then please send them in the comment section, and also join our Discord server. A link will be in description. And please, if you have any question, don't hesitate. Just ask away. I will try to answer that question. Python, what and why? What exactly is Python, and why Python is so famous as a programming language? So, Python what? Python is an interpreted programming language. Note that we have already discussed what interpreted means. Interpreted programming language means this language, the Python, uses interpreter to run its code, not a compiler. It is an interpreted programming language, and the creator of Python, of course, Python itself is a program written in some other language before Python, and that language compiler or interpreter was written before that, and so on. Python's creator is Guido van Rossum, and Python is general purpose language. Now, there are two types of programming languages according to the purpose. Well, There are many types of programming languages according to different aspects in which we divide. So if we divide programming languages according to the use case, we can call one category the general purpose language, and second, the domain specific programming language. The general purpose language means that it can be used to do many things. Python in these days is powering AI, is used in data science, used in web development. In fact, this is a tidbit. Instagram's backend is running on Python. Yeah, Python's package Django is used in the development of backend of Instagram. And then Python is used in automation extensively. Machine learning, of course, whenever you have to do practical machine learning, you have to use Python alongside with R, of course. You cannot do anything with just one tool. Anyways, Python is also used in big data and many more other fields. And we will see how to create a website in Python today. Well, this is not for to understand how I am doing code or etc. It is just a practical demonstration that Python is so powerful that you can create a website in just a couple of minutes. By the way, let us look at the history of the Python, how Python evolved out in its entire life. So at the starter, Guido van Rossum started the development of Python in 1989 at Centre Wiskunde and Informatica in the Netherlands. And Python 1 was released in 1994. And then in 2000, Python 2 was released, the second version of Python. Then the third version of Python, Python 3, was released in 2008. In the 2020, Python 2 met its end of life. So if we have the code written in Python 3, we cannot use the interpreter of Python 2 because they are both are incompatible with each other. So it is not just preferred, it is important that you use Python 3's interpreter, not the Python 2's interpreter. And in the Python 3, we got Python 3.10 in 2021, 2025, the birth year of Python 3.14, and in this year, 2026, 3.15 version is planned to release. Maybe in October, I think so. By the way, there is a fact about Python's name that Python's name was not taken from the with analogy of the snake. The Python is the snake, is a type of snake, but Python's name was not decided on the basis of that snake. It was actually Guido Anderson liked the show, the comedy show, Monty Python's Flying Circles. Uh, Guido van Rossum was fond of this show, and because he liked it, he chose the name of Python for his favorite programming language. Okay, there are many names like Python. Even there is a tool called Anaconda, which is used in development and extensively used by developers and data scientists. Now, we got the basic idea what exactly the Python is. Now, why Python is so popular? Let us talk about this thing. Why Python is so popular? Python is popular because it is easy to learn and read. Yes, its syntax is very clean, very readable, and this is the good thing about the language that it is the syntax should be readable, accessible, and everyone could learn it, even if you had no prior programming experience. Python is very beginner friendly. Like compare these two syntaxes that I will show you. This is the language called C. Like Python, there's another language called C. And C uses compiler. So this is the code of C to write this thing, hi, in the terminal. If we have to display hi in the output along with the exclamation mark, we have to do this many, we have to write this much of code, this amount of code. And you know, there's a lot of boilerplate. And if we have to do this amount of work just to display hi in the output, imagine what amount of code do we need and how difficult concept should we understand to do some complex work. And of course, real world is full of complex things. Well, comparing with the Python code, print hi. That's it. No boilerplate, no that cranky brackets and scary code semicolons, cluster, and etc. etc. Just write print quotations high, and you will get the high in your output. This is how simple the Python is. And once you learn the Python, this becomes very, very easy for you in the future. Next. General purpose. Python is general purpose. It is not confined to one domain that Python should do only the automation or is it only for AI. In fact, Python was developed general purpose for general purpose. Like this means Python can be used in AI, data science, web development, automation, machine learning, etc., etc., anywhere where you want. In the most of fields, maybe anywhere is not a good word. So Python is general purpose, and the third thing is huge ecosystem and libraries. Well, to understand this term, this reason why Python is so popular, let us understand what does the word libraries means. So, explaining to the non-technical people, library is the bunch of code that is already written by programmers in a certain language. Like if I have to develop a mobile application, I will not write everything from scratch. This is too time consuming, and it decreases the productivity, and it is very less, efficient method. But instead, I would use the pre-written code, just edit it or utilize it in my own way to create my own product. So library is the pre-written code which is available over internet, over repositories and databases, etc. And we just utilize them, install them, use in our code instead of writing all of the code from the scratch. So the 1,000-line code compresses in just few lines. So it has huge ecosystem and libraries. It has many libraries. The last counting showed that PyPy, the which is the central repository of libraries of Python, the number of libraries was more than 3 lakhs, which is almost 300,000 libraries. There are more than 300,000 libraries over PyPy. Maybe I am doing mistake in telling the number. It was more than this. However, Python has extensive collection of libraries and huge ecosystem, and there are many tools for Python built in Python. And fourth thing is huge community. There's a huge community of Python. If you have any problem with your Python code, there's a bug that you can not remove. The bug refers to the mistake in the program or the error in the program, which you have written with your hands, maybe. And there are a lot of bugs and errors if you use AI to write your code, because AI is not perfect, not human too, but a skilled person makes less mistakes than an AI makes. By the way, Python has huge community support. If you have, there are many YouTube tutorials like this one, and there are many courses on Udemy and Harvard courses, and there are many other institutes and platforms where you can learn Python. And if you got stuck in something, in some problem, you can ask it over Stack Overflow. And in today world, the era of internet and AI models are trained. Some models are trained only for Python, and they have good knowledge of Python, so you can use them to remove your problem, not to create your problem. Python is used by major companies. Yes, tech giants like Google, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and the space exploration company NASA of America use uses Python in their daily routine. Extensive, many parts of the Google are written in Python if they are used in for AI data science or these like projects. Google uses Python for that purpose. YouTube uses Python for many of the things in its component. Instagram backend, as I have said before, is entirely written in Python using the package called Django. Spotify uses Python for many of its purposes, and NASA, it's its daily routine to use Python for many things like data analysis, simulations, and AI, etc., etc. Python, these are the points that Python is so popular and so prioritized. Python remains the number one general purpose language in 2026. Even cybersecurity uses Python now. Python is taught in their courses, etc. So that's why Python is so popular. Any questions regarding to today's lecture? We will create a short demo video after website after this, so don't skip this video. Questions? Any questions, ask in the comment section, join our Discord and ask in the question answers channel, or you can also message me directly, personally, Uh, and if you have any questions, but just don't hesitate to ask them. The demos. This is the point. Now we will create a short website in Python. I will write code live and run it. Okay, so I'm going to write the code in Python. This will be the program for the website. Import from nice UI, import UI. And iterate UI dot page. Now I'm going to create the first page. You don't need to understand this thing. Just see how I'm writing Python and you will get the result. And I will teach you everything. So stay connected in this series. So this is your other page, the main page, and yeah, this. Excuse me. Hmm. I'm going to create with UI dot header and UI dot label my website UI dot label label. Actually, this is UI dot space UI dot button about dot props, and this will be the link. No, alright, would be about routes class routes. Class R and about about um, yeah, it is on okay, good. This would be the r dot home, and this would be app and r dot about, and this would be no, the login props parent dot login, and we didn't define the login. Same for sign. That's it. And then we will add the UI dot page dot about. This is the the about page, and then main UI dot car dot classes, and then width is 4, and then this is UI dot label. This is just a good simple website in Python. Then I have UI dot label. It doesn't seem to be good for now. but you will create more better and big websites and other things once you know Python and other tools. And yes, and I would text empty, and this would be text XL, and this is not a good thing. And then there would be, and this would be welcome to the website created in Python. And then I have the sign up page there, sign up page, and then just UI.label. This is sign page. Login, and then it is the login page, and then login comes here, and then if main or name in main or multiprocessing, then UI.run, and the title would be my website, and then the fav icon would be the snake. The snake, okay, that's it. Save this file, and this is the pretty simple website, and this was easy for me, and I will also teach you how to create this. Run Python file. So you are seeing the website which is created in Python. This is our header and all the buttons and the things. Welcome to website created in Python. About, and then about page, and we are just a good simple website in Python. It doesn't seem to be good for now, but you will create more better and big websites and other things once you know the Python and other tools. So keep learning Python, and at the login, this is login page. At the sign up, this is sign up page. The functionality of logging and signing up is very, a lot of things. There are a lot of things to do that, and it needs some bit of time. And I want to end this video now. And you saw a simple website demo in the Python, and this is all the code behind that one website which is running. And actually, if I try to explain, this is the first page, home page, this is about page, this is sign up page, and this is login page. And this runs the main server, which will serve the website over the my browser. So you saw that in just 35 lines of code, we created our website with 4 pages, in which 2 were working, 2 were not. And you saw that this is quite readable, like from nice UI import UI, class is R, home is equal to that thing, about is that thing, and at the rate this page, add this page. This directly translate to add this page, define this function with that thing, and under that header, you will have the label, the space, then buttons, 3 buttons, and then the card, and under that, this is the label, welcome to the website created in Python. And these are all the things. And you saw that this is pretty simple if you know the things, and we will learn all of these things in upcoming classes. So please stay connected to with me and this series and watch every video from start to end to learn everything in detail. And if you have any question, I'm saying again, then please ask me in the comment sections and join my official Discord channel, the web community's Discord channel, the server. And also, please subscribe the channel, like it to get notified for the next and upcoming videos in this series. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.